Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can we download a Windows server to directly bootable pen drive?
Download, huh?
Mm.
You can download it, no issues. If you just put that bootable pen drive, okay, if you have free space in that, okay, of course, first of all, it is going to download to your local machine only, C drive only, okay. Then you can copy from C drive to that particular pen drive. So while downloading, can you choose any destination to this location only? You have to download like that. First of all, it will download right in your in your machine. It will be downloaded. Then once the
Mm.
download is successful, you have to move that file from your C drive, from your downloads to that bootable pen drive. Directly is not possible. And who will use that bootable pen drives and all nowadays? If you just go for your local laptop and all, then that internet guys, internet shop will be there, right? Those people are going to use bootable pen drives and all. If you have your own pen drive and all for installing Windows servers, you can do that one.
Sir,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the course complete sir कितना time लगता है sir?
Mm, go. If I want to say the duration means weekends we are discussing, right? So
Right.
it will take 2 to 2.5 months.
August, September is plus September on last.
So today this one is like July, right? July 17th, okay. So July
Mm.
17th, August 17th, September. Yeah, September. By the end of the September, it will complete.
Okay. Sir.
Yeah. But I'll try to take some extra classes and I'll try to complete before itself. Why? Because, okay, if I complete early, then you can put your resume and all, right? So I don't want to take that much time. Okay, I'll try to complete in 2 months. Okay. So we'll see how the
Okay.
things will go. Okay. Just don't. I will say only one thing. So you can see, right? Usually, if you go for any trainer, if you go for any other trainer, they will complete this whole session in one day. One day means first day itself they will complete. Okay, but what is the use if you don't get clear picture and all, right? That's what. Even though if it took 15 days, 20 days extra, it is better to learn completely so that you will have better picture clarity, better clarity and all. Okay, so that whenever you go, wherever you go, simply you can apply your knowledge and all. But if you don't have complete knowledge and if you have simply half of knowledge, it will be difficult. Either you cannot go forward, you cannot go backward. Okay, just try to concentrate on the subject. I'll just try to give 100% subject to you. Okay, just you can please concentrate on the subject, just practice on the subject and all. What and all topics we are discussing daily, means weekly and all, just try to practice on those things. Okay, duration please leave it. Why? Because I know if it took too much time, it will, okay, maybe it can waste your time. But my concern is you have to learn completely. Even though if it took 10 to 15 days extra, you have to learn completely again and again. You cannot learn, right? That is the thing I can just tell to you. Okay, so it's completely, of course it will take 15 to 20 days or like more than that. It will take extra and all, but just feel like you're completely learning the subject and all. Don't feel like it is so much of time, I cannot spend that much of time, like that. Okay, just think you are learning the complete subject, that's it. If you completed the course in 1 month, what is the use? Okay, if you don't know, and or else if you don't get idea, or else if you don't get complete idea and all, it will be waste, right? That 1 month will be wasted, money will be wasted, you cannot go forward also. So that's why, even though, so many people asked me, please just go for 1 month session, sir, I cannot wait for 2.5 months, like that. I cannot spend 2.5 months, like that. After 5 months or 6 months, okay, again he just took the training from somewhere for 1 month. After 6 months or after 1 year, again he came back to me and he's saying like, I just learned the course, another trainer, he didn't properly teach me, sir. Again, you took the time also, no issues for me, just teach me completely, like that. So that's why, okay, don't worry about the time and all, I'll take care of it. Try to concentrate on the practice and all. Okay, right. So it was almost 99% is done. The second step is the biggest step. Okay, remaining everything will be completed quickly. Okay. So once everything is successfully installed, you will get a message like this: the user passwords must be changed before logging on the first time. Okay. So if you want to log in, say for example, if you are using laptop, if you don't provide the password also, it's fine. Okay. While once installation is completed, you can directly enter into the laptop. But servers are somewhat secured, right? So definitely you have to provide the password. Okay. So and that too, it should be a strong password. Username is administrator, and for that administrator you have to provide the strong password. Click OK, and you can see the administrator, right? By using this administrator only, we are going to log in daily. Okay, right. Let me provide the strong password. Strong password means minimum 8 characters. Okay, one caps, one small, one number. Okay. And remember one thing, just choose that kind of password, the strong password. In the SQL server, the whole SQL server training require almost 20 to 30 passwords. Okay. So don't give different passwords in different scenarios. In that case you will forget what password you gave. Okay. Just choose one strong password. For all other, whenever it is asking password, give that password only. Don't give different passwords in different scenarios. Okay. Just hit enter. That's it. Okay. The password has been changed. Okay. Just click OK. Okay. Now it will run some scripts. After that it will complete the Windows Server installation. I have installed Windows Server 2008 R2. Okay. This is old server, but I'll tell you why I installed this Windows Server 2008 R2. Okay, right. So we have successfully installed this Windows Server 2008 R2. Once you have installed this, you can see Server Manager. This is your Server Manager. Okay. So Server Manager, just close this. If you want to install anything and all, you can simply get it from Server Tools and all. Usually we don't want. And this is also Server Manager if you want to install any software. Yeah, two windows will open. Just close it manually. Just close it. No need to worry anything. Okay. Just be careful. If you are working on the server, the organizational servers also, you should be very careful. You cannot shut down the server. You cannot restart the server without having proper approvals. Okay. So shutdowning and restarting is very risky thing. Of course, in the organization will never shut down the server. Windows people only will shut down the server. Okay. SQL DBA people, if there is a chance, we'll restart the server, but we will never shut down the server. Okay. So make sure you don't shut down the server. If you want to restart, say for example, while patching and all, you have to restart the server. In that case, you have to take the proper approvals, then you have to restart the server. Right now this is my Windows server. You can see, right, a small interface. If you can see here, this look like a small interface and all. So what I will do now, this is a computer in computer, a virtual machine in my physical machine. Okay. So what I'll do now, you can see, if you just go to my computer, you can see a C drive of 25 GB. I gave only 25 GB, right? In that already 9 GB is used, only 14 GB free space is there. Okay, right? I have to make use of this 14 GB for installing all the SQL Server softwares and all. Right, fine. Now this interface not looking good, right? Small server and all. If you simply expand this one, you cannot get a good look and all. Okay. But in the organization you will not get this kind of interface. The organization you will not get this kind of interface. Of course servers are same. Okay. But in the organization, how we will connect to the servers means, we will connect to the servers by using RDP. In the organization, we will connect to the servers by using RDP. What is this RDP means? Remote desktop. RDP means remote desktop. Why? Because in the organization you will not create your virtual machine in your laptop, right? Windows people, they are going to create virtual machines in the data centers. Data centers means what? Where your virtual machines are there, where all your virtual machines are there, that is called a data center. Okay, your virtual machines are physical machines, everything will be there in the data center only. Each company will have one data center. Okay, all the physical machines, all the virtual machines, they will create in that location. Location means if it is a virtual machines and all, Of course they will also have set up, right, that RAM and all that particular proper storage and all, everything will be there, right? So usually in the data center your machines will be there. Okay, so data center may be in any location. Say for example you're working from Bangalore, you're working from Hyderabad, that data center may be a Mumbai, that data center may be a Delhi, that data center may be a Australia, maybe a UK, maybe in the US. Don't know where you will, where your data center will be there, but how you are going to connect to the servers? By using RDP. Okay, in the data center servers will be up and running. I can say my laptop is one data center. Why? Because I have a lot of virtual machines, right? This is also one data center. I'm maintaining all the virtual machines in my laptop, right? This is also one data center. Like that, for 5 or 10 machines, I can maintain this. Imagine I should create hundreds and thousands of virtual machines. In that case, I have a big data center will be there. Okay, so there are virtual machines will be there. From your laptop, you are going to connect to the virtual machines using RDP. RDP means remote desktop. Okay, remote desktop is going to help you to connect to the virtual machines as well as physical machines also. What you will do, simply you have to provide the IP address to which machine you want to connect. You have to provide the IP address and you have to give your username and password. Okay, right? So for that, what I'll do now, I have to enable some settings. If you want to use RDP configuration, I have to enable remote desktop settings. Okay, for that we have to do two steps. What are those two steps? I'll tell you. Go to this PC properties or my computer properties. Okay, right click, you can go to my computer properties. I'm enabling the remote settings, that's it. Go to remote settings option. Okay, here you can see allow connections, right? Second option. As of now it is showing don't allow connections to this computer, right? You have to select this allow connections. Okay, and click OK and click apply. This is one step. One step is completed. What is the next step you have to do? Go to your Oracle VirtualBox Manager. This is your VirtualBox Manager. Go to the network settings of this machine. Settings. Okay, go to the network settings. Here you have to select a bridge adapter. Okay, and you have to select, this is fine. In the name, you can select Broadcom 802.11 network adapter is fine. Expand advanced option. Select allow all. That's it. These two steps only you have to do. Once you did these two steps, then automatically you can connect to this virtual machine using RDP. Okay, now let me check. So if I want to connect to this machine, what I have to do? Either I should have server name or else I should have IP address. Okay, now I'm going to connect using IP address. Okay, how to find out the IP address of this server? Open command prompt. IP config is the command to find the IP address of the machine. Okay, IP config. Just hit enter. Now you can see, right, the one which you can see IPv4 address is your IP address. You can see lot of IP addresses here. Okay, this one, this one, this one, this one. Just concentrate on IPv4 address 192.168.43.23. So if I want to connect to this machine remotely, I have to use this IP address, IPv4 address. Okay, fine. So from where to where I am going to connect to my virtual machine? Remember, my virtual machine is there in the laptop. From my local laptop to this virtual machine, I am connecting remotely. So I am connecting remotely from where? From my local laptop. Okay, so what you have to do? You have to open MSTSC. MSTSC means remote desktop shortcut. Okay, simply go to start. You can type remote. That is also fine. And there is a shortcut also, MSTSC. That is also fine. MSTSC or remote desktop, everything is same only. If you have doubt, just type remote, you will get remote desktop connection. Okay, RDC or RDP. Right, so here it will ask to which machine I want to connect. To which machine I want to connect means, remember, this step you have to do in your local machine. People will do this step in the virtual machine. Don't do this step in the virtual machine. You are trying to connect from local to virtual, right? They will go here and they will type RDP here. That is not correct. You have to type RDP in your local machine and you have to give the address of the machine. So what is the address? 192.168.43.23, right? 192.168.43.23. That's it. Hit enter. If you properly set up the configuration, you will get this screen. Otherwise you will get the error. Click on use another account. We gave administrator, right? For the server we have enabled administrator account, right? So and just type the administrator and give the password. While installation we give one password to the Windows server, right? Give that password. Just click OK. Now you can see if everything looks good, if there is no issue, you can see yes or no button. Okay, just click on yes. That's it. You will connect to the server remotely. Don't confuse. You have to open MSTS in your local machine, not in your Windows server. Okay. Right. Any issues? Any doubts? Srinivas, Ravi. Okay. This is your Windows server. This is your complete Windows server. So this is how we are going to connect to the servers in the organization. You have to open MSTSC or remote desktop. From there, you have to simply type, okay, IP address to which machine you want to connect. You have to type the IP address of that machine so that you have to give, in the organization, you will have separate set of credentials. You have to give your username and password. By using username and password, you have to connect to the Windows servers. Clear? Any issues, any doubts? Srinivas, Ravi? Just let me know if you have any issues and any doubts. Any
No
suggestions?
doubts, sir.
Maybe my class are too fast, too slow. Any suggestions also is acceptable. Okay, no issues.
No problem. No issues.
Okay, you can understand, right, Srinivas, Ravi?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, right, fine. So this is how we have to connect to the
Fine.
Windows server. Okay, right. In the next class, everything is ready now. Our server is ready. Our Windows machine is ready. Now what we have to do? Simply we have to install the SQL server. That's it. Okay, next class. Next Sunday morning. Okay, next Sunday morning we are going to connect and I'll tell you how to install the SQL server and all. But before that only try to complete the payment. Okay, fine.
Fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, I am closing the session for today. If you have any doubts, just ping me in the WhatsApp. Okay, thank you.
Okay.